Hey everybody, welcome to our second video session. Thanks for joining us tonight, and we are talking about anxiety. I know that's super fun. We're super excited about it, as you can tell. But it's something that we need to talk about. Number one, because you guys asked for it. That was most of what the votes were on the comments and messages. That's the topic that won. And as unfortunate as that is, anxiety and stress is very real. And we know, based on research and just fact, that your generation, your age group, students and teenagers of 2019 and 2020, are the most stressed out in the history of ever. So it's something you guys are dealing with, something that we've dealt with, and we want to talk about it. So we want to open that discussion up. Now, it's a dense subject. We aren't going to have all the answers, and we probably need to do this video in different parts and different sections. So we're going to come back to it and do more stuff on this topic, but tonight we'll do just kind of a brief overview of what anxiety is and maybe a couple steps on how to deal with it. So Maddie, a teenager asks you to go to coffee, and they open up to you and tell you, I'm super stressed out. What do I do?
The first thing, if you are stressed or if you have anxiety about a situation, not necessarily anxiety diagnosed, if you just are stressed out about one thing, the most important thing is to pinpoint what that is. If it is a test, if it's like, oh, I'm so stressed out, I have anxiety about this test. Same thing as last week. You have to make a plan, take the steps in order to make that anxiety, stress bubble an actual concrete thing that can be accomplished. Oh, I'm super stressed out about this test. Okay, well, step one, start studying for the test. Feel prepared so that you're not as stressed for the test. I'm super stressed out about this big tournament or this big game this week. If you practice and with also making a plan, you reassure yourself whenever you practice it out, whenever you study or work out or whatever you need to do, to remind yourself that you are handling it, that you're in charge of whatever it is, so it doesn't become this big, overwhelming monster that seems unbearable and unreachable.
So you need to find the source. What is stressing you out? You're not just stressed, big picture. Figure out what it is that's stressing you out. Deal with it. Be realistic. All right, just like what she says. Find your source and try to get some semblance of control. We can't control everything. We're not going to tell you that you're going to be able to control everything. You can't. You will never be able to control everything in your life. But the things you can control, get control of. So with that example, a test, a tournament, a relationship, a person, maybe something in the home. Figure out what it is that's stressing you out and what you can do about it. Some of the more practical things that you can do, I'll tell you from my life. When I get stressed about something, I go to three things. The first thing is time management. Am I managing my time well? Now in school, that's kind of hard because you have 7 classes a day and practice and homework and all that stuff.
And relationships and friends and a social life and all that.
But if you can figure out how to schedule your time, maybe find an app on your phone or use a Google Doc. That's what we use.
Simple to-do lists.
Yeah, simple to-do lists.
I love to-do lists.
Are a big
Crossing
deal.
that off?
Yes. Get a to-do list. There's plenty of apps that can help you. We can help you. That's what we're here for. Figure out what you can do to control those things in a to-do list or a step-by-step process.
Yeah, if you say, oh, I'm so stressed out this week, I have a million things to do. Well,
Write them down.
If you say you have a million things to do, of course you're going to be stressed out. Number one, write all of the things down. Then you won't be stressed that you're not forgetting something. And you know by crossing it out, deleting the note, whatever, that it's been completed. So once the object is done, no more stress.
There you go. So that's a big thing, is manage your time well. The next thing is, if you can, it is possible, you just got to figure out how, find a way to cope, and a good way to cope. Okay, we're going past our 5-minute mark here, but this is important because there's good ways to cope and bad ways to cope. But if you can find a good way to cope with your stress, healthy way to cope with your stress, working out, going for a run, listening to music, playing video games, totally okay. That's what I do to decompress sometimes in the day. I need to get online and shoot some stuff, all right? That's not necessarily a bad thing, but a good, healthy way, find a good, healthy way to cope with your stress, to find some ways to relax, go outside, get in a hammock, read a book, something like that. Whatever you need to do to cope with your stress is extremely necessary and extremely good for you. And last thing, we won't always be super spiritual around here. This is for life too. But pray about it. If you are a believer, if you go to church, whatever your spiritual focus is, pray about it. It's going to help you. It's always going to help you. Step 1, manage your time well. Step 2, find a way to cope. And step 3, pray about it. Hopefully that helps you. Like I said, that's anxiety part 1, maybe part 0.5. I don't know. We could go on forever about it. Hopefully that helps you. We'll do more on this topic. We know you guys are dealing with stuff. But like I said, we try to keep this within 5 minutes, definitely less than 10. So that's anxiety part 1. Please feel free to comment. Feel free to direct message us. A lot of you guys are direct messaging us more. We like that. We want to be able to talk with you one-on-one. We're here for you. We want to help you. We love you. If you're stressed, there is a way to make it better.
It's not a big, scary monster. It can be condensed.
Yep. Break it down, figure out a way to cope, and pray about it. Thanks for listening, guys. We hope that helped. We will see you next week.